My name is Megan Diott, and I'm going to be talking about Torching the Dusties. And I'm going to start with why Wilma tends to keep her private thoughts from Tobias. There's a few reasons for this, and I think that one of them is how he lies. He tends to tell her that he has gone to 4 universities, he has 3 different birthplaces, he has numerous passports, and these things just don't tend to add up. He also tends to withhold information from her if he thinks it will protect her. So she tends to hold caution with that. Another reason is her health. I think she holds back her feelings about the way she can't see and the way she's unable to take care of herself, and she won't admit it. And she won't tell him because I think she feels that it's an admission that she needs to be put in the other care center where she needs more help, and she doesn't want that. She does not want her freedom taken away. The other reason is that I feel that he tends to have a rough history with women. He describes his exes and how they cheated and how he thought about women in the past. And she can't tell what's current and what's not. And so when he gives her a compliment on her intelligence, she doesn't know how to take it. And I think all these just kind of rake on his character in her eyes. And while she still, is good friends with him and likes him, she doesn't always tell him everything on her mind. Now, why do I think they were put together? I think they were paired together because of it's an opposites attract situation. I think Wilma can be very secluded and withdrawn into herself. And Tobias is very talkative, very outgoing, and he will talk to her about anything. I think they find a lot of quality conversation in each other and a lot of comfort. And on top of this, Tobias is her eyes. He may not tell her everything, but he looks out for her at the end of the day, and he's very honorable in this. He proves this multiple times where Noreen and Joanne very boldly flirt with him. And at the end of the dinner, he goes back to the apartment with Wilma, and he also protects her against the mob, and he takes her to safety, and they survive. Now, a young and old pair in Torching the Dusties is Tatia and Wilma, and another example of this is Our Turn versus the Elderly. Tatia sees Wilma as a mother figure, and Our Turn is a volatile group that does not appreciate the elderly. Now, 2 morals that come out of this is the effect of ageism and to not take your health for granted. Ageism is seen very clearly in this story. You can see it where this group does not want these people around because they feel that they took jobs from them, they don't create more jobs, and they take up too much healthcare money. Now, not taking your health for granted is a little different. This is seen where Wilma recounts her youth and how they didn't use sunscreen, they didn't cover their eyes properly, and now Wilma can't see. She has so much trouble seeing. She can only see out of the corner of her eyes. And they lose so much mobility, as you age. And so they lose a lot of power over themselves and their freedom. So I think it's just really important to appreciate your youth and to take care and prioritize your health. So 2 pairs of parent-child duos in Exit West are 2 mother and daughter pairs. The first one is an old woman and her daughter, and the old woman lives in Morocco and doesn't go to visit her daughter because she feels that she would be a burden on her because of her age, her muteness, and a few other things. The other pair is a mother-daughter, where the mother comes out of a door to her daughter's orphanage and reunites with her, but we don't see much of them because it's a very short section. Now, related to this, their morals in Exit West is acceptance and having love for your family. Acceptance is more leaning towards accepting your personal limitations and knowing your boundaries of whether, I can or I cannot physically do something, where the older woman knew that she wouldn't be comfortable. She would be a burden on her daughter. And you hit a certain age where you do lay a weight on your loved ones and on your healthcare providers. So the other moral is the love for your family. That no matter how long it is, or whether they're in your life or you know them or you don't, you want to love your family and you want to have them in your life. So at the end of the day, like, they're something that's very important to you. So comparing and contrasting these two different authors and their approaches. Comparing is how the approach to the elderly, where this is a very, it's a pretty common theme seen throughout, where the relatives are secluding themselves as they get older. They tend to, they don't want to force themselves on their children. They don't want to be a burden. But in contrast, Sayid and Nadia want Sayid's father to come along and exit west, even if it burdens them, even if it slows them down or puts them in danger. And however, in Torching the Dusties, Our Return movement, they want to get rid of the elderly. They are volatile and they target the elderly because they feel that they take opportunities away from them and have made their life harder.